We are live. Let me go ahead and close this. Yep, we're getting some buffering. Let me go ahead and close this. Okay, what is up, YouTube? What is up, gamers? It is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back with another one. Please hit the like button, smash that like button to help spread my content to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you stay notified whenever I put out content. I would appreciate that. And I want to start by apologizing. I was supposed to do a wrap up of all the past week's news at 8 o'clock, and I was going to do a full-blown video, but I didn't do that because I was not feeling good yesterday. I woke up yesterday morning with my stomach in knots. It was just absolutely killing me. And then as soon as I stood up, I got dizzy. It was to the point where, I was losing my balance. Every step I took, it felt like I was about to tip over. And in some instances, like when I tilted my head back, it felt like I was going to pass out. I never felt anything like that before. And I feel a lot better now. I've come to find out that whenever I'm not feeling good, rest is usually the best medicine. So I spent all of yesterday in bed, and it paid off because I feel much better today. So again, my apologies for not doing a stream yesterday. But with that out of the way, and as you can see, I have I'm using this Ugandan Knuckles meme because my son asked me to use this this meme on my next podcast, on my next stream. And so in the interest of my son being able to watch this stream, I am going to try to keep this live stream profanity free. So to my son, he's probably at school right now, but when you get home and you see this, here's the meme that you asked me to put up. And there's your Ugandan Knuckles. Do you know the way? And the whatever that noise is they make. That's crazy. So so let's get into a few things before we get to the let me talk about a couple of other small subjects. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I won't get too much into it, is budget 4K TVs. When I first started my YouTube page, my very first video was going to be about budget 4K TVs. And to let you know that you don't have to drop $2,000 to get a good TV. And I've noticed that when you walk into places like Best Buy, Walmart, or whatever, it's usually the Samsungs, the Sonys, the Panasonics. Those are the TVs that's showing actual video. A lot of the lower price TVs aren't really showing videos. They just, they're showing screenshots. And I think that is because they're showing videos of the Samsungs and the Sonys. Naturally, they are the best TVs. But I think they're showing those videos because they want you to buy those TVs. If they put up promo videos on the cheaper TVs and you see how good that looks, you're going to buy the cheaper TV if you like me. Save yourself a bunch of money and still get a good picture. And I didn't make the first video when I first started up my YouTube channel because at the time, one of the TVs that I wanted to recommend to people, the Xbox One X did not support the HDR on that TV. At the time, the Xbox One X only supported HDR10. But at some point, they must have ran an update through that console, so now it looks like it supports HDR across the board. So, maybe in another podcast or something like that, I can get a little more detail about these budget 4K TVs. But to put it in a nutshell, you don't have to drop a wad of money on a good 4K TV, you know. And again, I'll talk about this a little more detail, but I have a 65-inch 4K TV that at the time I paid $800 for this TV. It is 4K HDR. It has excellent color. You know, my PlayStation Pro just looks excellent on this TV. And when I go through Walmart, I'm always walking through the TV section, always trying to see what's on sale. And so this TV now is down to $648 for a 65-inch TV. And the same model of that TV, I walked into Best Buy and they have the 60-inch version of that TV, I think on sale for $449, you know, for a 4K TV with HDR. So they are very affordable. You don't have to drop a whole load. You know, you don't have to spend a whole bank vault to get a really good TV. So I'll get into that, you know, sometime this week. You know, I have a podcast on that, a live stream on that. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. The next thing I want to touch on is there is a sale going on at the PlayStation Store, and let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Give me a second here. Okay, they have what they call the Critics' Choice sale. And there is some awesome deals at this store. Let me just run off a few of these for you. Like they have a Battlefield 1 and a Titanfall 2 Ultimate Bundle where you get both of those games, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2, for $19.99. That is a awesome deal. You also have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands Deluxe Edition. That's on sale for $25.19. That is a good deal. Let me see. You got Skyrim Special Edition for $30. That's a pretty good deal. Call of Duty's on sale for $39. That's not bad. You see, The Witcher 3 is $20. That is definitely a game that I want to get, but you know, it's going to be a backlog game. It's not going to be a game that I'm going to jump up, you know, play immediately. See some other things here. You got Mortal Kombat XL for $10. Whatever. There's a game here called Limbo for $3. You know, never heard of it before, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Darkest Dungeon for $10. Dying Light, the following Enhanced Edition, is $15. Couple of more. Let's see here. Hellblade, it's a newest sacrifice. That's $21. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is $20. That is a must-have game. If you do not own that game, that is a game you must get. It is well worth the $20. If you're playing this game on the PlayStation Pro, the the artwork, the graphics, the colors, it is all incredible. And then the game does have a multiplayer mode, so the game does have replay value. So that is definitely a game that I said that is a must-have at $20. See what other. See, we have Neo, the complete edition, $25. And you got the standard edition of Ghost Recon Wildlands for $20. You have For Honor for $19.79. I'll just say $20, you know, so I'm just rounding it off to the nearest dollar. Then you have the deluxe edition of For Honor for $25. That's another good deal. You have Prey, that's $20. I think that's a good deal. The Warriors, $9. You have Watch Dogs 2, the deluxe edition, for $25. What Remains of Edith Finch for $11. Um, See here, Destiny 2 for $33, which I shouldn't even mention that because of those all the games that Bungie playing with people. That doesn't even deserve to come out of my mouth. You have Dirt 4 for $24. Gran Turismo Sport for $33. I think that's a good game because that is a good game and well worth the $33. I'll run over a couple of more deals and then I'll get into it because there's a ton of deals here. There's like 146 deals in this. See, you got Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare Collection for $16. There was one more in there I knew I was going to mention, but I forgot. Oh, there it is. Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Origins. Full game, $40. So Assassin's Creed is, I've never played any of those games. It just doesn't look like something that I think I can get into, but I still think $40 for that game, for a game that just, came out a few months ago, $40 for that game, I think that's a pretty good deal too. So there are a ton of deals here. And it's just like I said before, always check back at the PlayStation Store. There's always deals going on there. They yeah, sure, they have deals at the Xbox stores, but I think the PlayStation Store has deals more frequently, and I think the deals are better. So if you own a PlayStation, definitely check that out. Always check back. I would say check the PlayStation Store at least once a day, because they have so many deals going on. You're bound to find something that you like. So let's see here. Let's get in some of these other topics here. Tonight is the big night at midnight, for the game that I've been absolutely been waiting for. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about, the PSVR. I wanted to say that if, if you if you have either Knockout or Drunken Bar Fight, I've said it before, those are two games that are a great way to burn some calories. And even though even though I go to the gym and I work out a lot and I do enjoy, pumping iron and stuff like that, I have to say the cardio part is really boring. Going into that gym and walking on a treadmill for 45, 60 minutes or whatever, that shit gets boring. Even if you got music, even if you're watching something on TV, the shit gets boring. I think with Drunken Bar Fight or Knockout League, that is an excellent way to have some fun and burn calories at the same time. It is it's a fun way to get your cardio in. So if you don't have those games, I would definitely recommend them. I think in terms of tracking, I think the Knockout League, the tracking seems to be a little bit better because that game doesn't require you to move around. You can stand in one spot, and whoever your opponent is when you're fighting, they come to you, so you don't have to chase after them. You knock them down. If they get up, they come right back at you. So so you can get your cardio in and don't have to move all over the place and worry about tripping over the cords and stuff like that. So those are the two games I recommend. But if you can only get one of them, and you want to get your cardio in, I think Knockout League is probably a better move. A little more expensive, but a better move. And so, I just want to throw that little tidbit in real quick. And so one of the topics that I wanted to talk about is the moment that I've been waiting for is finally here. At midnight tonight Eastern, Bravo team will unlock, at least for me. I've already pre-ordered the game, but it won't unlock until midnight. That is the good news. So the game will unlock tonight at midnight. The bad news is I start my new job tomorrow. I have to be there at 6 in the morning. So I'm going to have to show some restraint and not play this game tonight at midnight, because I've got the funny feeling that I'll get too deep into the game and I'll end up staying up till 2, 3 in the morning. And then that makes for a long day at work the next morning. So I am going to have to wait until I get out of work tomorrow before I play a Bravo team. But I'm going to go in blind. So I'm not going to play the game and then, tell you something. What I plan to do is the minute I fire that game up, I'm going to start recording right then and there so I can tell you how I feel about the game as I'm actually playing it. And then after I get done recording that gameplay, then I'll probably come back with a follow-up, and then give my thoughts on the game. But I've seen some gameplay videos, and based on what I've seen so far, I really think I'm going to enjoy this game. It looks like a duck and cover type game, where you're taking cover behind, cars, barriers, what have you, and then and you're trying to flank the enemy. And when you want to get to a certain spot, you highlight that area, and then your character will appear in full view and run into that area and take cover. And once he takes cover, you'll go right back into first person mode. So I think that's pretty neat. And that Bravo team is going to start of a new era for PlayStation VR. This is the game that I feel is going to take us sound like somebody arguing next door. But anyway, this is the game that I feel is going to take us into that area that I've always wanted to be a part of, as far as PlayStation VR, to be able to play a first person military shooter in VR, to feel totally immersed in it. And I think this is going to be the start of something big, and it's all going to start here. Now, don't get me wrong, Farpoint was a pretty good game. It's a first person shooter, but it's some sci-fi shit, and I'm more into the military stuff when it comes to first person shooters. And so Bravo team is I think this is going to be the start of something big. And then, we got the other follow-up games that I've mentioned before with Alvo, Firewall, and Special Forces VR. But this is the start. This is a game, like I said, I was going to pay for day one. It's already paid for, and then the situation with Sony, with all the other exclusives they got coming up. At the end of the month, you also have MLB The Show, which is another day one purchase for me. And then 2 weeks after that, you got Yakuza 6, which I really wanted, but I'm not sure I'm going to buy it day one. And then 3 days after that, you got God of War on April 20th. And that is definitely a day one purchase for me. That's another game that I'm really looking forward to. So, yeah, over the next month or so, those are 3 games right there. I got one of them off the radar right now with Bravo team, and then the other 2 that I mentioned with MLB The Show and God of War. So, but again, I think Bravo team is going to take PlayStation VR into uncharted waters. There's other first-person shooter games out there like Honor and Duty. That's a $6 game, and that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like something from the PS2 era, maybe even the PS1 era. With Bravo team, these graphics look pretty good, up-to-date graphics, and it looks like it's got a pretty good story to it. I guess the game starts with you. Without saying too much, I guess the game starts with you transporting the president inside of a Hummer, and that Hummer was attacked, and the president was assassinated. And, from there, that's when the game starts. That's about all I know so far. So I couldn't spoil it even if I wanted to. So, and I refuse to watch any more videos because I don't want to know any more than that, because I want to play the game out. So that's that subject right there. And the last subject that I want to talk about is, like it says on the title, our Xbots finally seeing the light. And last week, as some of you know, Zaire, Next Gen 720, he did a stream where he was criticizing Microsoft, and I believe he was in the right to do so, because he was talking about, on the PlayStation side, you got release dates for Detroit Become Human. You got the news of Horizon Zero Dawn selling 7.6 million. He's aware, just like everybody else, of all the PlayStation exclusives coming out. And over on the Microsoft side, the news that you got over there is that Super Lucky's Tales is getting DLC, and you got another damn controller. And so I believe he was right to criticize what's going on over on the Microsoft side. I mean, and because of that, he got a lot of backlash, even got a death threat. And so Xbox is his preferred platform, but he knows the deal. He knows that the games are over on the PlayStation, and every now and then he'll say it. But he was a little more vocal about it this time, so I guess that's why he got a little bit more backlash about it. And then hell, even somebody and I don't like to speak about other YouTubers. When I do, is usually me giving a shout out to those YouTubers, or if I'm talking about some news, if another YouTuber was the source of the information that I'm reporting, then I will acknowledge that. Other than that, that's usually only time you'll hear another YouTuber's name come out of my mouth. But in this case right here, one YouTuber that I usually try to keep his name out of my mouth, because I don't really care for his style, but and that would be Crap Gamer. But even he, on a couple of his videos, act like he knows the deal, what's going on with these games. He knows the deal that Microsoft don't got any games, the PlayStation do got some games. He's still going about his everyday day-to-day operations, conducting things the way he does, but he knows the deal too. And I think he caught a little bit of backlash. But lastly, and this was the thing that made me want to touch on this subject, was, and this blew me away when I saw it. A couple of days ago, I saw a headline for a video from Colt Eastwood that he's buying a PS4, and that shocked me. That was a pretty big shock to me, because out of the YouTubers that I'm aware of, Zaire, Crap Gamer, Colt Eastwood, Kid Smooth, those are like four of the most loyal people to the Xbox brand. And then but to hear Colt Eastwood put out a video that he's getting a PS4 because they have the exclusives and they got a great lineup of games coming out this year and whatnot, to hear that come out of his mouth just blew me away. I couldn't believe it. But it is what it is. For some Xbox, that's a painful truth. PlayStation has a ton of games coming out this year and next year. And out of the 3 games that's coming out on the Microsoft side, the Sea of Thieves is the only one you have a positive date on. We still haven't heard anything from for Crackdown 3 or State of Decay 2. And we should have, in my opinion, we should have heard something about Crackdown 3 by now, because spring is only a few weeks away, and they said spring 2018. So you would think you would have gotten a release date by now. I mean, hell, we got a release date for God of War, and people have known about God of War about as long as they've known about Crackdown 3. Well, we got a release date for God of War, but we don't hear anything on Crackdown 3, and we only got the shit that they showed us at E3 last year. Whereas, you know, God of War, we've seen about 4 or 5 trailers, so we know that is a done deal. But anyway, it was still a shock to hear that coming from Colt Eastwood, that he even acknowledged that 2017 was not a good year for the Xbox in terms of games. To even hear him say something like that was shocking. But yes, he is going to get a PlayStation 4, and he did mention that he's looking forward to playing some of the exclusives on the PlayStation. And then he went on to say that the PlayStation will be his he will play exclusives on his PlayStation and will play multiplats on his Xbox One X. So that was really shocking to hear it. But hey, you know, it is what it is. So, and that, you know, kind of covers the topics of today. And I just got through eating lunch, so once I wrap up this this live stream, I gotta head to the gym and get my workout in so I get back on track. And then I think from there I'll come home and I don't know, probably play some Gran Turismo or something. I'm definitely I definitely like racing games, and the more realistic the game is, the more I like it. And from there, I got some other loose ends I got to tie up later on in the evening. So that's my day in a nutshell. And so I start my first day of work tomorrow, and when I come home, the first order of business will be switch on that PlayStation and play Bravo Team, and I will record. Again, I'll record gameplay, and I'll give my commentary as I go along. And I believe this is going to be a great game. I really cannot wait to play it. So keep your eyes peeled for my review, my thoughts, whatever you want to call it on the game. And I think that's going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to call it. I've been on here almost a half hour already. God, time flies. So I think it's about time for me to get ready to head to the gym. And I will catch y'all later. Oh, before I go, yeah, I said it before. I'll upload the video of the gameplay of the Bravo Team, and then that's probably going to be it, because I'm hoping tomorrow that King Thrash will have his roundtable podcast, and if he does, I will be on that. So if you're a subscriber to King Thrash, you know, definitely check out his roundtable podcast tomorrow at 8 o'clock. No, I think it's either 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern time. So check at 8 o'clock. If you don't see the podcast started up by then, I'd probably say like keep checking every 20 minutes or something like that. But if he's gonna have it, it will be up and it'll be up and going by 9 o'clock at the latest Eastern time. And it's a pretty cool cast in there, and real flush gaming, sick humor, Xbox video, naturally King Thrash, Diver, a lot of cool people come in there. So, we have some pretty good debates. So keep your eyes open for that. And I think that's gonna be it. And before I go, I just want to say hi to my son. I'll send you a message here sometime today. Have a good day, buddy. I love you. I will talk to you later. And to the rest of y'all, thanks for checking this out. If you catch it, whether you're catching it live or whether you catch the recording, the replay, thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it. And I will holler at y'all later. This is your boy, Lincoln Clay. I am out.